what were some of the kind of key things that you were considering when you started researching potential projects, and kind of how did that research project look? How long did it take, and what was kind of your process for getting up to speed on how to pick a project?
With that background, we started to focus in more on the Twin Lakes project because, first of all, the demographics of the project look good, an aging population to some degree, the location of the project in the southeast, which is a growth area in the United States. There are some areas where people are leaving, West Coast, for example, California, and a lot of people moving from northern regions down for better weather, especially as they get older, a better tax environment in many cases. So the demographics looked good for Twin Lakes and the Southeast in general. The location looked good. Something about residential development projects that really appealed to me and that I understand as having been involved in them myself is that there is kind of an inherent flexibility that the developer has to respond to slowdowns in the economy or upticks in the economy that it may not be available with projects such as, for example, an office building, let's say, or a hotel where the entire building is constructed and the funds are expended at the outset. And if the economy slows down, and in the case of an office, let's say rental slowed down, or in the case of a hotel, if people stop traveling as much, that the financing costs, the interest costs, the operating costs of a project like that are more or less fixed, and the project is waiting for better times to return, and the developer has to carry the project through those times. With a residential home development, there's an initial outlay for land, generally, putting in the initial infrastructure, the roads, the utilities, the access. There's marketing that has to be set up. So all of that goes in, but the actual construction of the homes, that can take place as sales come along. So in the event of a slowdown and a reduction in the speed of sales or the number of sales, correspondingly, the developer can slow down the home construction. So there's a flexibility to deal with slowdowns in the economy, which is not available for other projects. It cannot be a guarantee that the money will be returned. So you really try to find a stable project where that is, the greatest likelihood is that the capital will be returned to you after all the job creation requirements are met. So again, I think you try to, especially in terms of real estate, where experience and expertise and having a good track record is absolutely critical. We really liked the Coulter Development Company, Coulter Homes. They've been in business for over 25 years. I believe they've developed over 20,000 homes over that time. They have seen economic cycles before. They've been through recessions before. They have always remained solvent, repaid any capital, any loans. Yeah, those were the main reasons, I would say. Number one, Coulter, experienced, knowledgeable, a long track record, experts in this type of project, the demographics of the project, growth in the southeast, in the 55 plus market, the fact that the project is already much of the infrastructure is in place, the common areas, many hundreds of homes built, over 500 homes approximately already sold. One thing, a couple of things that I would note about EB5AN, about your firm and Mike's firm, Sam, is, you know, in most cases with the regionals, we did not actually speak with the principals of the and the owners and the founders of the firms. We were talking to very knowledgeable senior people in either VPs of sales, you know, very knowledgeable people, but not with the actual principals themselves. So having the opportunity to speak with you directly and easily, you returned calls quickly, emails quickly. You know, I was really kind of amazed, actually, that was an option. So I really appreciated that. I also find that, you know, EB5AN has, and I see that some of the other regional centers are starting to follow suit, but from what I can tell, you guys were really the first in the space to make an effort to help educate investors through a whole variety of YouTube interviews and explanations. When I started to develop specific questions regarding the Twin Lake project, I was very pleased to see, first of all, that you and Mike were available to respond specifically to questions with what I felt was a lot of expertise. I spent quite a bit of time with Mike questioning the economic analysis, which is what the job creation requirements are based on. The RIMS 2 economic analysis model, you know, I had to become educated about that. You know, I really wanted to feel comfortable that the job creation requirements had already been met for the investors, and you guys were definitely able, over a series of conversations, to educate me regarding that, and to leave me with a very comfortable feeling that critical aspect of the application is already in place. You know, so I also felt that there are complex documents, subscription documents. I felt that they were explained to me clearly over a number of different conversations. You guys were available. You understand what you're doing. I felt that there was a level of professionalism and knowledge and experience that came through. And, you know, that's, in the end, I have a very good feeling of confidence and trust in your firm.